Bobbing and weaving in boxing. Bobbing and weaving is a defensive technique that moves the head both beneath and laterally of an incoming punch. As the opponent's punch arrives, the fighter bends the legs quickly and simultaneously shifts the body either slightly right or left. Fighters generally begin weaving to the left, as most opponents are orthodox stance, and therefore strike with the left jab first. Common mistakes made with this move include bending at the waist, bending too low, moving in the same direction as the incoming punch, and squaring up. Steps to bob and weave. Step 1, when you're approaching your opponent and getting into range, keep both hands up and keep your eyes on your opponent's face or chest. This way, you can easily spot any movement with either arm. Step 2, as soon as your opponent throws a punch, you quickly bend at the knees, not your waist, and move your head, like in a V-shape motion, to the outside of the punch. Remember to keep your weight centered at all times. For example, assuming that you and your opponent are both orthodox, and he throws a left hook, then drop down and move your head to your right side so you'll end up on the outside of his punch. You don't necessarily have to always move your head in a V-shape motion. Usually, you'll find that just by dropping your knees, you'll automatically end up on the outside of your opponent's punch anyway, if he commits to the punch. Step 3, when you come back up, don't fully stand up and continue to keep your hands up. You should still have your eyes fixated on your opponent's chest level. If your opponent is throwing fast combinations, then you may want to continue to bob and weave again. If you've done it correctly, you should end up on the outside of your opponent's punch when you come back up, meaning that he'll be wide open for a counter lead hook or the cross, depending on how close you are. Most beginners don't bob and weave correctly because they're worried about getting hit when getting into range. You'll find that once you're more confident and experienced, bobbing and weaving will come natural and your reflexes will become better. Ultimately, the bob and weave should be combined with parrying, blocking, and slipping punches in order for you to have a well-rounded defense.